Welcome back to another video by Camera Wargaming. Finally, I received the Harbinger of Decay. And today I show you how to paint this cool miniature. Okay, let's start the video.
Welcome, mortal souls, to the remastered chronicle of our Harbinger of Decay. Today, Stefano shall unveil the unholy techniques to perfectly paint both this cursed champion and the blighted ground upon which he rides, fit for an army starving for conquest in the lands of the living. As before, we begin with the foundation. Through the humble means of cardboard and forgotten cavalry bases, we lay the groundwork for corruption. XPS foam, twisted by craft, shall mimic ancient rock, for what we build is no mere base, but a festering pit of filth and plague. And while the decay takes shape, I shall whisper to you the tale of this night lost to time, to rot, and to the will of Grandfather Nurgle. A horn resounds through choking mist, upon a beast of sores and cysts, rusted blade and scabbed chainmail, a sermon told in pustule and wail. He rides for Nurgle, crowned and flies. With every hoof, a garden dies, yet flowers bloom in death's embrace. The gifts of rot leave no disgrace. No trumpet calls, no banners wave, just silence from the open grave. The Harbinger rides, and where he's been, the world forgets what once was clean. As foretold in the scriptures of decay, Stefano now takes up the sacred tools of ruin. With blackened larvar sand, he encrusts parts of the XPS rock, crafting the texture of a world long devoured by rot. Then, with simple sticks, remnants of forgotten banners, he constructs a weathered signpost. Upon it, he shall inscribe the name of the doomed city, the next to fall beneath the hooves of the Harbinger of Decay. Skulls, trophies of forgotten wars, are placed with reverence, and now the ritual of paint begins. Stefano cloaks the model in a shadowy base of black, sealing it in darkness. He turns then to the beast, the twisted steed, bathing it in tones of corrupted brown. This mount, once noble, now bears the marks of Nurgle's foul affection. It must appear diseased, its flesh sagging with divine sickness. As I said before about this character, he is no mere knight, no mortal rider upon a rotting steed. He is prophecy made flesh. From the fens of despair he rode, through rain that wept the tears of guards, clad in rust, draped in sorrow, bearing the sigil of Nurgle, the threefold rot. Flies whispered prayers in his wake, and crops withered as he passed. Cities fell not to sword, but to sickness, not to siege, but to silence. The Harbinger of Decay does not shout. He does not roar. He waits. He watches. And then he brings the end. His mount, once proud, now hollow-eyed, rides on legs made of trembling bone. Its breath stinks of swamps long dead. Its eyes drip venom and memory. Children dream of him, but their dreams fester. Priests speak against him, but their tongues blacken. Kings deny him, and their thrones crumble into damp moss. The Harbinger bears no banner. He bears no trumpet. Only a rusted bell, cracked and old, which tolls not for victory, but for the inevitable. He does not slay his foes. He lets them rot. He does not conquer. He converts, body by body, soul by soul. A sign stands now in the marshland, a name carved with trembling hand, a city doomed, whose skies already dim. He rides not for glory, but for balance, not for blood, but for stillness. For in rot, all things are equal. In decay, all lies fade. And though armies may rise, and champions may come, none return the same from the path where the Harbinger has tread. So beware the puddle that festers. Beware the cough that lingers. Beware the silence. For when the bell tolls thrice in the wind, the Harbinger has arrived. With a wash of pestilent green, diluted by thinner, Stefano spreads the color of contagion across its form. The shade seeps into every crevice, uniting the flesh, the filth, and the fury into one harmonious embodiment of decay. As you can see, the diluted green has done its work with grim efficiency. The steed, twisted, resilient, and fueled by Nurgle's unnatural vigor, now looks like the perfect instrument of pestilence. Diseased yet strong, it will march across the mortal realms, spreading rot and despair wherever its hooves fall. Now Stefano turns his attention to the mark of Nurgle, applying it with the airbrush. This isn't just decoration, it's the very source of corruption, the point from which the rot spreads outward like a plague through flesh and stone alike. A rich, rotting purple is chosen to emphasize its cursed origin. The same shade is applied carefully to wounds and swollen pustules, tying the whole model together in a palette of glorious decay. The process continues, and we move on to the skeletal features of the beast. Stefano begins painting the bones of the horse's exposed skull, starting with a deep, dark brown, the color of ancient, dried rot. He then mixes choco brown with sand yellow to achieve a faded, dusty tone that prepares the surface for a final layer of ivory. When the base tones have settled, it's time to unify everything. Citadel Zagrax's Earthshade, the essence of shadow and filth, is applied across the surface. This wash seeps into the crevices, enhances the contrasts, and brings out the detail with a grimy, three-dimensional finish. Every step in this ritual brings the Harbinger of Decay closer to its final, terrifying form, ready to lead Nurgle's will into the heart of the living world. This deep red tone is ideal for unifying the exposed skin and bones of the steed, creating a cohesive, diseased appearance, as if the flesh itself is trying to rot away in harmony with the bones beneath. Now, we shift our focus to the central figure, the Harbinger of Decay himself. Stefano begins by painting the cloak, choosing a sickly, unnatural purple. In his own words, a purple is for villains, and a quick search online confirms it. Throughout history and fiction, purple has often been the color of corruption, ambition, and power twisted by darkness. It fits perfectly here. To bring out depth and character in the cloak, Stefano blends alien purple with sand yellow, creating a grim yet eye-catching highlight. This mix adds texture and wear, as if the fabric had once been regal or before being soaked in plague. Once the base layers are dry, a targeted purple wash is applied, seeping into the recesses of the cloak and enhancing the folds with a sense of shadow and grime. The result is a far more realistic, weighty appearance, as if the garment itself were burdened by disease. This is not shining plate forged yesterday. No, this armor must appear ancient, weathered by centuries of rain, battle, and corruption. It should speak of forgotten crusades, of hopeless sieges, of victories paid in rot. With deliberate care and grim determination, Stefano begins crafting the texture of time itself. Layer by layer, pigment by pigment, he builds a stunning rust effect, a testament to decay, to wear, to history. The armor starts to live, or rather, to die beautifully. As you can see in the video, every detail tells a story of corrosion, of chaos, of a champion who has walked through the end of empires and still rides on. At this point, I wanted to take a moment to tell you something about Stefano. He is not just a painter. He is a conjurer of forgotten realms, a sculptor of rot and ruin. In his hands, lifeless plastic becomes legend, and every brushstroke whispers ancient stories of war, plague, and shadow. Stefano, the mind behind Chimera Wargaming, is a master of the grimdark. He doesn't simply paint miniatures, he resurrects them from the ashes of forgotten battles and breathes into them the spirit of the old world. His palette is one of rust, bone, and sorrow. His style, unapologetically raw, cinematic, and charged with emotion. Where others seek perfection, he seeks soul. Each miniature is a character. Each base is a battlefield. Each model carries the weight of a cursed tale. Guided by nostalgia, fueled by lore, and never afraid to experiment, Stefano turns chaos into art, and decay into beauty. If you've ever wondered what it means to paint with purpose, to craft with story, and to build a world one miniature at a time, then you've just entered the domain of Chimera Wargaming. After this description of Stefano, let's go back to the video. Stefano is painting the weapon of our bringer of plague and war. As you can see from the stick, you can see souls trying to get out. Stefano thinks that they are souls captured in battle, and for this, I dedicate a poem to you about them. Candle Hash Poem, Whispers of the Reaper's Scythe. By the light of Nurgle's rot, beneath the rusted iron's crust, in twisted steel and corpse-fed dust, the Reaper's blade in silence sings of battles lost and dying kings, each notch upon its poisoned edge, A soul once sworn, now bound in pledge. Their cries swirl deep within the haft, like wind that howls through broken craft. They do not sleep, they do not fade, their memories to rot betrayed. For every swing that stains the ground, another spirit's chain is bound. They claw and scream within the wood, forgotten oaths misunderstood. Yet still they serve, in cursed might, the herald of the plague-born blight. So heed this weapon, forged in woe, where hope and flesh together go, and pray you never feel the kiss of that which feeds on souls like this. Back to the tutorial. Stefano is giving the finishing touches to the weapon using this brush that is perfect for simulating this sharp weapon, a weapon not only forged for war, but seemingly thirsting to strike. After that, in this part of the video, Stefano begins to paint the base with a rich, earthy brown and prepares the tin where there will be a haunting water effect. After sanding everything with care, he focuses on the tin, pouring in that glossy essence of still, corrupted water, a technique inspired by an old miniature he once admired. Too bad that this miniature isn't cast in metal, it's from the 2nd edition, but it's 100% original Games Workshop. A priceless gift from a dear friend. And now, as the water effect begins to settle like a cursed swamp, Stefano turns to paint the sign, a broken relic where the name of the next city to fall will be written. Its letters will rot in silence before the Harbinger arrives. Candle Hash poem, The Harbinger's March. He comes not with thunder, but with rot, upon a steed of blistered hide, with rusted mail and hollow pride. He rides through lands that once knew spring, now choked beneath his festering wing. His breath, disease. His gaze, despair. No prayer is heard, no gods will care. The skies grow thick with buzzing dread, where his heavy boots have tread. The scythe he wields, a blade of screams, forged in the stench of rotting dreams. It drinks the souls it's sworn to take, and sings as bones and spirits break. Behind him, fields no longer bloom, but writhe instead in birthing gloom. His laughter echoes, cold and dry, a dirge for all about to die. So carve your name in stone or flame. It matters not, he comes the same. For none escape the Plague King's gaze, when harbingers walk through the haze.
I hope that you like this video. Please like, comment and subscribe on Camera Wargaming. Thank you.